On a cold autumn morning, Richard Lawson burst into the Willow Creek police station, his face pale, his hands shaking. His voice cracked as he spoke. "My family is gone. My wife, Emily, my kids. They just vanished." Detective Sarah Miller, a seasoned investigator known for her sharp instincts, watched him closely. He looked like a grieving husband, a terrified father. But something was off. "Tell me everything," she said, grabbing a notepad. "I worked late," Richard stammered, running a hand through his disheveled hair. "When I got home, the front door was open. Their shoes were still there, but they were gone. Emily's car is in the driveway. She would never take the kids and leave like this. Something is wrong." His voice cracked. "You have to find them." The town of Willow Creek erupted into action. Flyers were printed. Search parties combed the woods. News stations aired Richard's emotional plea. "If someone took them, please. I need them. I can't live without them." The entire town rallied behind him, offering sympathy, prayers, and support. But Detective Sarah felt something gnawing at her gut. Something wasn't right. The first red flag came from a neighbor's security camera. It showed Richard's truck leaving the driveway at 2:37 a.m., but in a statement, he swore he had been asleep until morning. Why lie? Then came the second red flag. Emily, his wife, had made a call to the police department just 2 days before she vanished. The transcript was short but chilling. "Emily Lawson, I need to speak to someone about my husband. I think he's hiding something dangerous. Please, it's urgent." The call was cut off. She never called back. Sarah's heart pounded as she listened to the audio. Emily was trying to report something, and then she disappeared. Coincidence? Sarah didn't believe in coincidences. The FBI was brought in due to the potential involvement of an ongoing federal investigation, one that Emily may have uncovered. Sarah and FBI agent Mark Caldwell dug into Richard's background. What they found was disturbing. Richard had massive amounts of unexplained money transfers in his bank account, some tied to offshore accounts. He had connections to a known underground network dealing with illegal financial activities and possible human trafficking. Emily had accessed his work laptop 2 nights before she disappeared. It wasn't just a missing persons case. Emily hadn't run away. She had found out something she wasn't supposed to know, and Richard knew it. Sarah and Agent Caldwell reviewed traffic camera footage from the night Richard's truck disappeared into the woods. They followed the GPS coordinates. What they found was the stuff of nightmares. Buried in a shallow grave, wrapped in plastic, lay 5 bodies, Emily and her 4 children. The youngest, only 3 years old, still clutched her favorite stuffed rabbit. But something was off. Emily's fingernails were broken, scratched, like she had fought. She had been buried alive. And on her wrist, a bloody note, scratched into her skin with her own fingernails. Richard did it. Richard was called in for another round of questioning. He had no idea the FBI was already watching him. Sarah threw the photos onto the table. "We found them, Richard." His face turned ghostly white. "What? No, that's not possible." Sarah leaned in. "Emily didn't just die, did she? She fought. She knew. That's why you killed her." Richard's hands shook. His breath came in sharp gasps. "You think I did this?" he whispered. Sarah's voice was ice. "I don't think. I know." Then Agent Caldwell slid a piece of paper across the table. Bank records. They showed Emily had transferred $50,000 from Richard's hidden accounts just before she was murdered. Emily wasn't just trying to leave. She was trying to expose him. Richard snapped. "That stupid woman should have stayed out of my business," he shouted, slamming his fists on the table. "She was ruining everything. She said she was going to the police. I had no choice." Sarah's stomach turned. This wasn't a heartbroken husband. This was a predator who had killed his own wife and children, not out of love or rage, but out of cold, calculated survival. Richard Lawson was arrested on 5 counts of first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit fraud, and obstruction of justice. The town of Willow Creek had wept for him. Now, they wished they had seen the monster beneath the mask. As Richard was led away in handcuffs, Sarah glanced down at the last evidence bag, Emily's bloody message, scratched into her own skin. Even in death, she had made sure the truth would be known. And now, the world would never forget. The FBI later uncovered Richard's involvement in an underground network where he had been laundering money for a criminal organization. Emily had found out. She had tried to stop him. She almost did. But in the end, it was her final act of defiance that sealed Richard's fate. And as the town mourned, they all knew one thing. Evil doesn't always come from the shadows. Sometimes, it comes from a man you sleep beside.